Okay. Are we? Are we really?
Yeah.
You serious? You cereal right now?
True story, boss.
Only speaking facts.
Time to share the live on many social media platforms.
Yeah, I already shared it on Facebook and Instagram. On the Gram. We need to make
I know.
social media accounts.
I told NASA we would in my latest email.
That we would?
Wow!
Or wouldn't?
We're live.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I already shared it on Facebook and Instagram. Yes, we are. On the Gram. We need to make...
I know.
Oh, and repping the new EGgBOAT logo.
Yeah. Well, just the thumbnail.
Well, no, you got the banner, the new Eggman Robotics profile picture. Oh yeah. Cool. Oh, and the border. That's new from Facebook. It's actually not orange and black. It's the colors that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, for real.
So. Oh, we also got multiple angles now. We got that one, and we got you.
I have to figure out how YouTube works or how Instagram works. Yeah.
Like posting. I should have done my story because more people check that, huh? But there's also a lot of people that post on their stories. Oh, the ad does not. Do not.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get started. This auto saves to YouTube, right?
Yes.
Hi, future self. Cool. Current self too. So the first thing we're doing today is we got in a lot of supplies. The most important things of those being batteries. I think if we're good at this. Yeah, check that out. We've got Ovonic 3-cell 5500 milliamp lipos. Those are showing up here now on screen. Check that out. Wow. Super fancy. Cool. It's like an unboxing video now.
We also have screws. Oh, that's not going to show up very well, but M3s.
Yep. Set of standard metric screws.
Got some heat wrap or shrink wrap, O-rings, a bunch of cord stuff sitting over here, over that way.
I gotta figure out a better way to. Do you have a wireless mouse with like a USB? Professional streamers at work here. But yeah, so we're gonna be fitting the motors today, testing propulsion. We charged up those batteries already, so those are good for testing. And we're gonna run everything up before we do permanent, or at least slightly permanent installs in EGgBOAT.
Slightly permanent.
Would you like the honors?
Oh, yeah.
With the view buttons. Quick ones.
You know, it would make more sense if that was turned on, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Just this one?
Yeah.
Oh, see, now we're...
Cool.
Oh,
that's just my butt.
Hey, hold on right quick. Hold on. Maybe. If it's gonna do that every time. I can't wait till my package actually arrives. Because then we don't have to do this. Oh, it's freaking out.
I guess switch to the other cam for now.
Hey, cool.
Yeah, alright, I guess we're over here.
Oh, it was over there.
Oh, shit. It seems the application crashed. Really?
You don't say.
You wanna see if it'll run now? Maybe. Nope. Nope, that's lovely.
Cool, you get to see hands. You creep.
Alright, so I guess we're jumping right into this. The first thing we need to do is with our propulsion kit with the jet thrusters. Kind of look pretty cool here. We have to mount the motors to those. And these are brushless motors. So they're 3 poles. This will, once we do it correctly, get mounted here inside of the thrust chamber and be kind of a system at that point. So let's see. You want to pass me some M3s and washers?
M3s and washers. That's not the right ones, but there's your washers.
Cool.
Now.
Yeah, we might have to test size a little bit. Do you have 8mm?
Well, these ones are really long.
M3x8s might be the best go-to.
Oh, 8s are small. They're like really small.
Yep. Maybe 12 then?
It's definitely 12. Okay. 14s would work the best, but those don't exactly exist.
Yeah, it's 12 to 16, right?
Yeah.
As long as they bite a little bit, that's fine. You don't want to put your screws too deep in a brushless motor, whether it's an in-runner or an out-runner, because you don't want it to run into the magnetic coils that make the motor work. So, if you're right here, one of these, you got an Allen key? Or no, this is screwdriver.
That's screwdriver, which is these.
Do you want to, out in the living room, there's a flight test screwdriver? Like it's thinner, yeah. Brian's gonna go grab an easier tool to use. So these are gonna go in this silver plated mount, which we've already attached, and that simply gets screwed on quite easily. We want to make sure that the motor wires, when we pick the position that the motor is in, are at least mostly in the upwards position. That way they're not bumping into the ground when we actually mount them. You want to screw that one in? He's ready.
Oh, that's like right.
We might have to use the Allen a little bit.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna start stripping otherwise.
I doubt this will strip. You can make these pretty tight, and we'll want to since there's only 2.
Okay.
Send it is what I mean to say. I don't think that's all the way in. Not sure. Maybe there.
We'll find out real quick. And it feels pretty much in there. I don't know.
Definitely feels like he's on there, so. So then we check our rotation. That's on there kind of loose right now, but it's friction enough fit to bounce it. So we've got that. Do you have your Allen keys?
Keys are in the living room.
Next up on the list is, now that the motor's mounted, it's still not fixated to the motor. There's still some locking screws that need to be tightened down onto the motor shaft, and so those are here and here. Only the first one is really contacting the shaft, so we'll probably take out the top one and tighten the bottom one. There's no need to have an extra loose part spinning around. And notice how when I finish this, the motor wires are in that upwards position like we wanted. And then also this metal coil around the outside is a water cooling unit for the motor. And that feeds water from this hole into here, and it'll have an output somewhere on the boat. Alright. I think smaller M2. And so then we're going to take out the top one. Or should we leave the top one in for... No, it'll be fine. That is the bottom one. I should not be taking that one out. This one comes out though. So the issue with these little lock screws is they're very small. I mean, barely fitting in the palm of your hand. So we'll put him in our magnet tray. Make sure he doesn't go anywhere. And then the second one gets tightened down to the motor. Metal clink, 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 clink. Make that pretty good, nice and snug. And so it looks like I can feel some motor movement there. Check the shaft. Yeah, so it's moving the shaft on the back of the motor. So we are set in that regards. Brian is going to start hooking up the secondary motor, and I'm going to move ahead and start doing the ESC on this one. So an ESC is an electronic speed controller. You'll have to get a different set of, or at least a type of speed controller for a motor. The 2-pole motors, the brush motors, take obviously brushed ESCs, and the brushless ones take 3-pole brushless ESCs. So the speed controllers look like this. They've got a main unit with a power input. That's a nice one there. An on-off switch, which we won't be using because we're going to have the on-off switch on EGgBOAT. A receiver cord to control the ESC from either a receiver or an Arduino complex, and then the motor pins. And so this is quite the easy install. These are just banana connectors. I think they are 4mm banana connectors, and those just plug in.
Steal this tray.
Yep. And so those kind of go like this. You can see with the contrast, you just plug them right in. If the motor is spinning reverse of what you want, you can just switch 2 of these, and that will reverse the polarity of the motor connection. I'm gonna lose a washer. I got an extra one. Washer on your magnetic tray. And so then next, we've got to get our receiver. Brian, you want to hand me the receiver? Or they're up here. Awesome. So our receiver that we're using today is a FlySky FSIA6B. He looks pretty cool. He's like this, just your standard RC 2.4 gigahertz radio receiver. We will be using this right now for testing, but eventually the motors will get controlled by an Arduino. This will be used though permanently on our boat at some point to be our kill switch. And that, when used correctly, where's the controller? Is that in the corner still? He is down there. Once he is hooked up, he connects to a wireless transmitter, 2.4 gigahertz FlySky controller as such. Fancy. And so it's quite simple. I'm pretty sure channel 1 is the motor channel on these receivers with this transmitter. So there's a set of pins on the back of this. Kind of see if I get the right lighting here. Yeah. Those pins connect into this receiver. And that's what gives it its power. And so once it's finally plugged in, connects just like that. And so that will be what gives instructions to the ESC, and the ESC then formats the power into the motor. Kind of glad that the ESCs ship with the Dean's plugs because we don't have to solder those yet.
Oh, yeah, the motor mounting bracket needs to be screwed on still. Or tightened to spec.
We might be doing soldering tonight. I got out the supplies, but I'm trying to steer as clear away from that as possible until I need to. If we want to run the motors together, though, we should create some sort of a parallel power harness first. Let's see here. So the next thing to do is going to be powering up our controller. This controller just runs on AA batteries. Those slot on the bottom here, like such. And so once our batteries are in, those will fit in the bottom. Pretty easy. Nothing spectacularly demanding of physical skill. Once they're in though, the remote will power on. That digital screen. We'll be able to select a model. Right now I have some old models in, so I'm going to add a new one. You get some satisfying ASMR here in this. Yeah. So I'm not really sure if that will adjust the exposure, but probably not. That says egg 1, so this is our first egg model. So we're naming that appropriately. Maybe on there. Yeah, now you can see it. It says egg 1. Yeah. All right. And so the next process eventually down the road here is we're gonna have to bind the controller to the receiver. That I might end up needing to steal Brian for, because I don't believe we have a bind plug currently, but there are ways to still cross that bridge without a bind plug. We need a wire to bridge the receiver connectors. Without blowing up the receiver.
So there are no wire connectors in that box?
There are, but not a bind plug. And none that I want to destroy. I just need a singular wire. I'm gonna get one. Do you have snips? Oh, yeah. They're on the needles here. So we're gonna get a piece of wire to act as our temporary bind plug. Usually you get a bind plug with the receiver. I had this ship.
If you want an actual wire stripper, I have a wire stripper too.
I don't need anything too fancy here. Just gonna pull off some of that silicone in there. Reveal some of the wire to be used. There we go.
Josh says you have a bind plug.
I do. There is one. Now the magical hunt for the bind plug begins. There is a bind plug. Okay, wow, that is super fancy. Thank you for that. These supplies, or at least a good portion of them, were shipped from home. So this is what a bind plug looks like. It's nice. They're really tricky to find, but the idea is it's just a looped wire from the first to the third connector, which tells the receiver, hey, if that circuit is shorted, it's time to bind. And so that gets plugged into our B port on the receiver, and now I don't need to steal Brian's help at least too much. So that plugs into the B port.
Yay, I can do my own work.
Oh, Joshua Shudik would be actually Patrick Shudik under Josh's account.
Oh.
Hello, parentals. We're working. We got ASMR going here. We got a mic. Get really crazy up close with the mic. Go. It's EGgBOAT time. Yep.
It's mining and crafting time. Crafting.
And so if I find where I put our batteries, I can actually bind this right now. Here we go.
Where'd the screwdriver go?
Flight test? It's on there. It's in the middle. Did you copy this to the Discord?
No, I did not.
Probably should.
Probably.
Cool. You have a bind plug. It was sent. Yes, thank you again. Mucho appreciated. Alright, so now we've got our battery. LiPo. We don't need our artificial bind plug. We can store some tools over here temporarily. And now we've got what is quite a lovely setup here. We've got, it's all on camera too, check that out. Alright, we've got the motor. That's going to be our main power source. We've got our ESC, electronic speed controller. This gives the power to the motor in a conditioned fashion across the brushless poles. Then we've got our receiver giving instructions, and our battery being the ultimate source of power for the entire system. And so, once I plug this in, and maybe turn it on with the button. Yeah. The receiver has started flashing red. That means we're in bind mode. That's a great thing. And so we're gonna go back over to the controller, switch it off. I'm gonna remember where the bind plug is.
Everything's cooking up fast.
The bind plug's on the top. We're gonna turn that on, and we are linked. The light has gone solid. I have gotten a good connection on here. The fans are spooling up turbo style, and we are good to go. I'm not going to run it up yet, though, because first, I need to power this off. Maybe with the button. Yeah. And we have to program the ESC. Now, the ESCs are programmed in somewhat of a weird fashion in regards to how these systems work. You have to, usually when you turn on a motor or a system, you leave your throttle at 0%, which means I won't be touching the throttle, which is here. But when you program a receiver to program it, you go full throttle or 100% throttle on a remote. Once you hear 3 dial tones, you push it back all the way to negative 100% throttle, get 2 more tones, drop it to middle, and it will be calibrated to your remote. So we're going to try that now. I'm going to go full throttle, turn it on. There's 2 tones. And maybe I'm in the wrong channel. We're gonna find out. Oh, I've done the big dum-dum. I left the bind plug in. It's now trying to bind again. Let's fix that. Gonna try to bind again here. We are bound. We will turn this off again. We will not do the same dum-dum that we did. We will unplug the receiver cord. The bind plug is now out. We'll put that there. Now we can turn it back on again with the throttle engaged. There's a couple tones. Okay, I do have it in the wrong channel. Notice how when I bumped the steering, the throttle was engaged. Not ideal. So we're going to turn that off again. We're going to switch this to channel 2 because I know for sure that's the channel. Trial and error, people. We're doing this slow. We're going to take him out. Put him into channel 2. We bumped him over once. Turn it back on. Wait, we're going to wait to turn it back on. We're going to try to calibrate it again. Full throttle. ESC's on. Whoa. Alright, well, we're definitely doing something. He doesn't want to calibrate much, but that should be okay because he should be fine here. So we do have an amount of rotation here. He doesn't seem very balanced, but we can definitely figure that out. So.
You left the prop unscrewed?
No, the prop is just making its way out of the boat.
Yeah, exactly. You left it unscrewed from the shaft.
That... Brian has given me more information as to why that second lock screw existed in that port. We'll turn him off so we don't die. You find out more about EGgBOAT every day, people. You really do.
Boat egg. EGgBOAT. The boat with the egg on it. Egg with the boat.
Alright, well, now that I've dislodged the propulsion system, we can safely say I am Big Dum Dum. How to get back in.
It's like completely off. It's keyed.
It is?
Yes.
Of course it is. Like at a certain position?
Yeah. Just rotate the prop around until the it fits into the...
It hasn't gone yet.
You don't let me mess with it. You just hook this one up.
Alright, so wise words of Brian, just do the other one. We're gonna swap this over. Brian's gonna fix that one.
You want me to just unplug it from here?
Nope. That's okay. We gotta make sure both ESCs are going at some point.
Okay. I don't know if you want chat readability.
Eggman. Spanish. Hello. The man with the egg. Wait, I can chat through mine.
Oh my goodness, what did you do?
You might have to unscrew the motor because the motor puts a weird torque on it. Hello. Alright, so now that we have officially busted that motor, we're going to put this one into channel 2. The motor's fine, it just needs re-hooked up. I dislodged the prop unknowingly. So we're going to plug this one in instead. We're going to engage the power. He's on now. So as you can see, there's a lot of let's just say that is a scary sensation. There is reverse though, so that's make sure we are spinning in the right direction here.
Aha!
We are not. Okay, so we are not spinning in the right direction, so we are going to do the very good thing that happens here and swap the motor poles. We only swap 2 of them. Did you get it? Cool. Thank you. So now 2 of the poles have been swapped. We are now back in business. We'll turn him on again. We've got the controller, we've got the throttle. Cool. That's good business. I'm not sure if I want to do a full run up yet. The vibration at full throttle is very heavy. So that might need an amount of balancing of some sort. So I might do an experiment here, now that we've verified means of power.
Man, this thing is cool when it still has a charge in it, and so the magnetic coils want it to go in a certain direction.
Oh.
Like it resets. So that's cool.
Censored motors, go Bert. We can check the battery voltage that we're at. We've spent like no amount of power doing this. We've dropped 0.1 volts on each, 0.01 volts on each cell. 1/100th of a volt. We're okay.
How hot is the motor?
Not at all.
This one should be ready.
So I noticed something when putting in the motors that I would like to test. It feels like due to this mount, the motors are pitching this way a little bit because you have to adjust them to fit onto here. If that is true and that is forcing that, that's 2 bad reasons. First, it's more resistance on the motor, meaning there's going to be a higher amp draw, just a burst current from it. It'll push, but still. Secondly, if it is bowed, there's going to be a bowing in that at a high enough RPM that vibration could hurt something. So if I'm thinking we are able to put, this doesn't need to be waterproof. In fact, it's not a waterproof seal.
Right.
If one of these sides is too far, if it's going this way, which I think is the case, and it needs to be corrected this way, we could put a washer on this pin between the mount and here, or 2 washers, or whatever it takes to adjust that out.
Yeah.
And I think that might work. I think it's worth a shot. So I'm going to test this one, if you don't mind. if you want to take the motor off of this one and insert a washer on this side, or at least test it, see how it feels. I guess if you just want to unplug him. If you want to take the motor construction and just unplug the motor and see how that feels, that might be best. And then meanwhile, I will test the other side. See if we get some same of that vibration effect going on. Plug in our battery again. Our controller's still on, so we're good to turn on here.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's already 2 washers. I accidentally added one.
If it's on that side, it's fine. It shouldn't matter. It's just between the motor and the mount. Does that make sense? So this one's got an even worse vibration going on. So yeah, we're definitely gonna try to attack these. So I'm gonna make sure that's going in the right direction. Yes. Okay. So we've used our power button to turn him off. I'm going to leave the ESC plugged in just because we can keep that motor spinning direction in the correct way. I'm going to put the battery down for now, the receiver down for now, and hopefully it gets over here.
Do you want to start working on that one?
I need to find. Oh, wait. This isn't a screwdriver. Did you hand me that or did I pick that up? I'm just the smartest man alive.
Duke. Oh, damn it. Smart ass.
Did you agree that you think it was offset a little bit in that manner?
Yeah, but I don't know how to test it without the motor running.
Right. This one seemed much more aggressive.
That was definitely more by far. But that could also be because of the coupling placement compared to the motor to this, because this one was farther against here than it was this way, and this one the coupling was further towards the motor than it was the housing.
We can adjust that too. I think the best solution for that is probably to put it as most as possible towards the propeller. It's like push him in. The the one wheel tire has gotten second place on the priority list for tonight. I do yearn for the board though. Okay, that is all the way in for the prop. Just make sure it's all the way in. And then when we tighten it, we'll make sure it's also all the way. Which way do we want this? Probably all the way towards the housing is probably best. Okay. So let's see here just by feel of the system. It seems like the top on this one is a little... I think maybe even 2 washers on that upper side might be due. Let's find out. Hey, yo, hang on, wait, hold up. I honestly, I don't even remember what was said.
You don't have to play that back. Clip it.
Clip it. Yeah, clip it. This is easily the most it's always beeping. It's sad and alone. Safer than being pulled on a scooter. No, the scooter took victims. Me being that victim. I've got the wounds to show it, man. I've got wounds. Battle scars. Oh my gosh.
I still got the bad wrist to show my... Yep. The scooters take lives, man. You don't know. You haven't seen the pain.
He hasn't been through the mud. Alright, so we've got 2 washers in between the motor on this one. We're going to see if that rotates any more freely here.
Where'd the Allen key wrench go?
It exists at some mortal plane. Owen's here too. Yo, what's up, Owen? EGgBOAT. Wow, 8 viewers. Dude, we're getting stacked amounts of views here. Thank you guys. Very poggers. Got EGgBOAT ASMR going on here. We lost our upper camera. It was up there.
Is it still dead?
You're gonna show a picture of my butt if it is. Yeah, there's my butt. So thankful that that's an opportunity that's been had. Thank goodness. Good job. Keep build that egg, but thanks for the support, Owen. Thank you.
You're dang right. Keep build that EGgBOAT.
Keep build that EGgBOAT.
That's all we do. You said keep the coupling more towards the housing, right?
The preview's working. I'll swap it over and see.
No. Still.
Wow.
Still dead ass.
That's incredible. Here, let me see that. Look at that bodacious booty.
I feel like the coupling has to be more towards the motor.
Maybe?
Because it rubs against the housing.
Oh. We got our cam back.
Which is going to cause more vibrations.
What's that?
It's going to rub against the housing, which causes more vibrations.
What will?
The coupling. There's also a plastic O-ring in there.
So you want to scoot back some?
Yeah.
We can try it. We've got some serious quality lighting going on here. You've got the above view right now, the sky cam. We've got people up in the Goodyear blimp. How's it looking up there, Jim?
Oh, we should go get Jim.
Oh, we should go get Jim.
No, wait. No, we can't go get Jim.
Why not?
Remember the whole reason why you got Jim. You can't go get Jim.
Oh, you're right. We can't go get Jim. Thank you. Jim doesn't exist.
You're schizophrenic.
I am a little schizo.
Let me be perfectly clear.
Aerial view is cool. Thanks, Mom. Cat's not a supporter of the aerial cam. It's just weird. Just weird. You would know all about weird.
Sweeney?
Yep, that one. Where'd my... Swap us back out from the aerial cam. The Goodyear blimp is about to crash.
Oh no, the American government shot down another balloon.
Oh, congratulations to the
Those Legos look a lot different.
Yeah, these are the new hyper duplex Legos. Like the Mega Blocks, but yeah. A little bit rougher. Alright, so we've added washers.
Dude, we were grinding for the past 2 hours to get our homework done just to do this, and then our common area was taken up. So we couldn't even...
Wait, yeah, there was a comment about the...
No, there was...
Oh, yeah.
So, because of our schoolwork, we were beat to the common area. Yeah. We were going to have another member here. Sorry, Brendan, if you're listening.
R.I.P. Brendan.
Kind of in a small area.
Yeah, we've got like 2 square meters here, like there to there. That's about all we got. We've been put in the slums for today. Gave us really cool lighting, though.
Welcome to the school gulag.
I think that's rotating pretty well. You're right. There's... Oh.
Yeah, as soon as the coils get magnetized.
No. I should have listened to that more violently. The screws might be in too far.
Oh, okay. So we might need a lot more washers.
They were in too far.
Okay.
How's that one feel? Also too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to adjust.
Yikes. So, kids, if you end up working on motors, you should listen to what I said earlier about not putting screws too far into your motors. How thick are those nuts? No nut comments.
Are they not lock nuts?
Just hex nuts.
I mean, they're small.
Thanks, Owen. You legend. Oh yeah, perfect.
More.
We're gonna try to space these out with some classic M3 hex nuts.
Wait a minute, I know that last name. Schroeder.
That's Alex's brother. Yeah.
It's clicking now.
It do be making sense to Brian over here. He's finally put together the puzzle. He's gonna find every member of the Illuminati. Speaking of the Illuminati, you could also tune into the State of the Union address right now. That's happening. This is probably more entertaining.
It's nowhere near as good as this. We won't feed you as many lies.
in case you missed it, he said things.
Mic drop. So we're gonna replace.
So I'm gonna spin these nuts onto here. Try to shorten these a little bit.
Then we might as well just use the 8mm.
I don't think they're that short. Here, feed me an 8mm. Let me see if that would even
Well,
reach.
it's 4mm shorter than this.
That's quite a bit. I think we might need just the hex on here. See what happens.
Yeah, that's a bit short. I don't know if that goes through.
It probably will, actually.
Oh well.
I'd be close with the washers. Let's try the hex. Okay, that's one hex all the way on. That looks a little more plausible. Let's see how this goes.
Right. Will the boat be given a name specifically? The model is EGgBOAT, like SpaceX naming the landing barges.
In the case of there being multiple EGgBOATs, that would be logical to name them and separate them. But currently, since there's only one prototype, EGgBOAT is the unique and only EGgBOAT. I'm sure there's some poultry-centered puns that would make for good boat names of EGgBOAT derivatives. Oh, for those watching, we've been working on some merch, so that should be coming soon. That's exciting. I know what you're thinking about. Does the sentence start with hi?
No.
No?
No, it does not. Said, how about the enigmatic? As an enigma.
No.
No, but
Down
we can have code phrases like the egg has left the coop.
Oh man.
The rooster has landed when it gets to its position.
Yikes.
Yes.
Well, oh yeah, because that's enigma.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I try to be mysterious, but I don't know if EGgBOAT should be mysterious. I like, having a little flair in that personality. Like, why, why does he keep buying chocolate milk? We don't know. I wonder if that was the reason the motors were not chilling. Probably had something to do with it.
But the motors were not straight chilling, vibing.
Yo, spam F in the chat if you think we might have ripped on the motors a little too hard.
Do you want me to go ahead and start replacing the washers with nuts in these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat box
Hehe.
Does it say?
I can see what Tisha says, and you can.
You try. Okay, yeah, that was a very directed joke there. I'm glad it landed somewhere. You gotta. So a little advice for the guys out there. All the girls they want a mysterious man. If they can figure you out right away, they ain't gonna stick around. It's you gotta keep them invested. You ever read the Where's Waldo books? Nah. Listen. if you've ever read a Where's Waldo book, you've got to realize that if Waldo was easy to find, those books would not be entertaining at all, right? Be more like Waldo.
It wasn't that funny.
I thought it was a well-crafted line. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that bit. This screw won't go away.
Cat says lies.
Kat has decided she likes her men as uncomplicated as a Chick-fil-A #1 order. That whole time spent talking about Waldo, and I can't find the reason why this screw won't go in.
I can't find the reason to keep living.
Brian!
I'm just kidding. EGgBOAT's here. It's got to be built one way or another.
You're damn right.
Thought you just look and point what's there to read.
Yeah. I don't know, Dad. I'm not really sure. I kind of went off on a tangent there. Alright, well, that motor is now seated.
But have you listened to the audiobook version of Where's Waldo?
Now I think this is entirely too far up. Don't put the washers in between. And let's test. Troubleshoot one thing at a time. I totally goofed.
I mean, don't put the nuts in between.
Brian's got a really good point, though. If you haven't listened to it, the audio book for Where's Waldo is enthralling. Let me tell you. Yeah.
It adds a certain vibe to the book that you wouldn't get just reading it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to find it here. Alright, so this is from TikTok. The Where's Waldo audiobook. Alright. Here we go. You guys can take a listen right now.
A man playing a tuba with another man inside. A man with a broken bass drum. A man dropping his trumpet. A woman in a yellow tank top. A woman in a green collared shirt. Waldo. A man in a white collared man playing a tuba with another man inside. A man with
Legendary. Just
Yeah, we got this whole podcast set up. This looks like a podcast.
This is really entertaining, honestly. Yeah, this should be the typical work night setup. I kind of am enjoying this. I'm not gonna lie.
Back to the hand view.
All right, those are.
So just nut.
What? Let's not read into that comment. That's not.
Okay, nut and washer on the outside.
Yes.
Okay.
At least that's what I've got going right now. It's probably not the.
Dang it, chicken nugget.
The fact that you haven't gotten flamed in chat is kind of hilarious.
They're too
All right.
busy with school.
That's moving really, really smoothly. We J chilling right now.
I'm waiting. Great. You were just spied on.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
I've got questions. The guy with the screwdriver. That's me. Wait, no.
There's 2 guys with screwdrivers.
Wait, hang on. We're back to polarity. Lots of it.
Run it up.
There shouldn't be that much. There's no way we're too far into the motors. There's no way.
At this point, I'm just waiting for Jacob to get his side done before I do anything with my side.
Yo, Evan's here. What's up, Evan? We vibing. Okay, that's moving better. When you put it in, push the cowling out all the way.
Okay.
I don't know why that's helped. Five loyal viewers right now. Keeping it real. What you making? Evan, we're making EGgBOAT. We got selected. Our proposal got selected by NASA engineers down in Houston for us to build them a boat. And it's going to deliver emergency supplies to astronauts when they splash down back to Earth.
And if you remember, we're from an aeronautical school. We don't build boats.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're doing right now. Message redacted?
He copied and pasted the definition of EGgBOAT.
Says redacted.
Got some confidential messaging in the comments.
Here's part of the boat. It's kind of too big to keep on screen. This is 1/3, small 1/5 of the boat. We're gonna go to the sky cam. We've got aerial footage from the Goodyear blimp again here. Here's one portion of the boat. Where's my cam? That's over here, duh. That's one part of EGgBOAT. We got more parts of EGgBOAT. They're everywhere. They multiply like larvae.
Maggot. Alright, we back to hand cam.
Sick. I hope it floats. I hope it floats too. I really do. If it doesn't, well,
Pretty nautical.
Alexa, where's the nearest bridge?
You can't copy Noah's joke.
I know. Noah's not here though. Noah can cry about it.
You right.
That was a banger joke from Noah though. All credit for that joke goes to Noah. Embry Nautical University. That's actually a good one, not gonna lie. That's a yep.
Yeah, we'll do so good we'll make us another Embry school. And it's just
really trying to figure out why in the world this is boofed.
Couple slide out. Just a little. That's what he said.
Worst case scenario, we destroy the universe.
Okay.
Yes, I did make the logo yesterday. We've got a couple logo renditions running around.
Too many. And then that Noah guy is making more.
Can I get that piece?
Oh.
You're fine. I'm gonna run up the motor on its own, make sure it's okay.
I'm getting a lot of polarity still.
Thank you, Evan. Live feed the pool takeover for the water. Yeah, so we got 2 options for our float test. The first is go to the pool. There's 2 issues with going to the pool. First, we got to reserve it. That's not hard to do because nobody ever reserves the pool. The hard part about that is if we reserve the pool, we are responsible for kicking everyone out of the pool. And yes, we do have to kick people out of the pool to do it. So basically, to test the boat, we got to be dinguses. But EGgBOAT above everybody, so, you know. Worst case scenario, if we don't go to the pool, we're going to live stream EGgBOAT in the bathtub. It's going to be highly entertaining.
It's already been done before. That's how we did our initial water test.
But, lady, this ain't a beach. This is a bathtub. Don't Google that. Do not Google that.
Do you need serious?
Alright, we're gonna test the motor again. It feels fine on its own, so I don't really know. I've been working on the EGgBOAT. What time is it?
All the dude all day.
That's right, that's the word. I've been working on the EGgBOAT.
I wish we had just got paid.
I wish we had get paid. Alright. We got the motor. It's not connected to anything. Run that thing up. That thing be running really good. Basically, motor good, motor work. Time to figure out why it's a little quirky.
The animatronics assume to get
A little quirky at night.
I mean, this construct is done. It's 2-year specs.
Is it magnetizing a little bit, or?
Not really. Like, a little bit, but that's just resistance force to stop it from spinning. It's not doing it very strongly where it returns to the original position. Doing what a charged coil does do.
Shouldn't be charged anymore though. Okay, it's rotating really good right now. We're gonna put on the screws and hope that that stays the exact same, at least in principle.
If we have to get aluminum screws.
No. Still fine. All we did was sat here and play with motors for 2 hours.
Only an hour. We started at like 10.
Yeah.
Took us 2 hours to get everything set up.
That is true. That's 7 viewers? Jeez.
Oh yeah. Consistent.
Everybody, as a recap, we're trying to reduce the vibration that was being had on the motor system. It was a little much from what we like to see.
I mean, it sounds like a jet. Water jet.
Yeah, for real. Well, they're definitely very noisy. That much can be said. Here. Let's do this. Gonna get a little fancy here.
We doing 2 motors?
2 motors at the same time.
Oh, that's gonna get real loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can. Yes, water should provide some dampening when it does have the resistance around it. That is true. White to light.
Oh. White to light?
Yep. The white cords are newer style receiver cords. Oh shoot! That
These
doesn't
aren't
have
the same
lead.
pins. Should look like that.
Yep. Just like that. The nice thing about doing this is once we're done, the entire receiver can go on the floor away. So we've got power up 1. They both on?
Yeah.
Alright, so you should be able to see on camera. Both of the motors are moving together in sync. noise at least. Your motor screws up?
Yeah. Is a fan rubbing?
Let's interesting.
I don't know, but something's definitely rubbing somewhere. Do it again.
It's odd that it only starts somewhat after. Let me try to go in reverse. Alright, let's troubleshoot this one step at a time. Unscrew the motor from the mount. Leave it plugged in. Test the motor first, see if it's the motor making a noise. So right now we've got the one side motor making a weird noise. Wow, that's still on.
This is the longest the GoPro's worked, by the way.
Kind of mad impressed.
Well, I mean, that could be the problem. I allowed too much slack on the coupling.
Yeah, you think it was slipping?
Yeah. Where's the blue one? Am I blind?
probably kidnapped by me. Sorry.
Yeah, because that would have allowed the prop to move. And that's why I would have... Oh! Where did that come from?
What? A washer? It's probably one of ours.
Well, yeah, it's one of ours.
Yeah, well,
but...
they magnet to the motor. Usually. Every now and then. It's probably fine. The main point of reason as to why we are testing this first is once we put these motor systems in the boat, it's somewhat permanent, as in we're going to use RTV. That's this stuff to seal the motors in place, and if we take it up, it's easy to tear away from that glue, but once we do, we have to completely redo it. So a one and done mission is optimal.
Good spin. Got some comments for you.
Farewell. Gracias for tuning in.
See, but now it's...
Sending love from Florida. 812 miles away. Now it's doing the magnet again.
Yeah. And like stronger than before. A lot stronger.
See, that's why I'm confused. Should we try the... I don't think the screw length is still...
Well, how much washers did you put in? You just put one in, right? One washer in the nut.
Yep. We could step it to an 8 and see if it'll sit. Gonna be annoying if the motor falls off though. You cool with ending the stream at 11:30?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna end the stream soon here coming up. So in advance, thank you all for watching. We're gonna keep working on these motors. We want to perfect these systems before we drop them in again, because once they're in, they're a little annoying to get out. But once we have these all the way set in, we're going to waterproof the areas with RTV. That's the first step. Then the power cables get put in, the speed controllers get put in. We will solder up and reconnect new power harnesses so that the motors feed off of the batteries together instead of independently. If you feed off of them independently, then they can be discharged unevenly, and you kind of want them to run out at the same time. So we'll make a parallel power harness for those and switch the connectors to XT60 since those are a little nicer, more convenient. And then from there, once we test the waterproofing, we will be set for a water test hopefully sometime this weekend. So stay tuned for that. We'll try to keep everybody posted. And thanks again for watching. Yeah. I'm going to drop to our big cam here, quick.
You're barely off. You're still there. You're like haphazardly trying to do.
Yeah, so we're gonna perfect these. We'll get back to you. We'll post updates. We're probably gonna stream whenever we do big work nights. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it somewhat. I know I did. I mean, that was pretty fun.
That was
just
pretty
streaming.
fun.
Yeah,
That was better.
Yeah. Live
better than me sitting alone on Facebook the other night. I mean, that was kind of a one-person job, so...
Good night, all. I think we're dipping too. Peace, YouTube.
Peace.
How do you end the stream? No,